Good morning, Year 4. Today we're going to carry on with David Walliams' Codename Bananas, and we are on Chapter 5, Granny Spittle. Eric, the voice yelled again. Now the boy blushed redder than a postbox. The crowd looked around to see who this person was with an incredibly loud voice. Good afternoon, Grandma, the boy said weakly. Don't you good afternoon, Grandma, me boy. You're in almighty trouble. I ordered you to come straight home after school, but did you? No. Oh no, you had to come here again, to the zoo again, didn't you? There was no answer to that. Eric was busted. The old lady batted the crowd out of the way with an ear trumpet. Bish, ow, bash, oh, whoosh. Look at you, child, she exclaimed, spotting that her grandson was covered in gorilla spittle. Your face is filthy. Then the old lady did something Eric and all the children in the world loathe. She spat on a handkerchief and began furiously rubbing away at his face. Now Eric was covered in granny spittle instead of gorilla spittle. The boy wasn't sure which was possibly worse. Gorilla spittle, granny spittle. As if that wasn't punishment enough, Grandma yanked him by one of his sticky out ears. Come with me, she demanded. I bet this is all your Uncle Sid's idea. That man is always filling your head with such silly ideas. Uncle Sid had nothing to do with it, replied Eric. What did you say? Demanded the old lady, cupping the ear trumpet to her ear. Uncle Sid had nothing to do with it. Grandma stared at the boy. Bread and dripping, she barked. I bet there's another bomb raiding tonight as soon as it's dark, which, she said, looking at the sky, is any moment now. With her free hand, Grandma hacked through the crowd with the ear trumpet as if it was a machete slashing through the jungle. Bish, ouch, bash, oh, not again. Such was the commotion that the more and more people began to gather. Visitors, zookeepers, and very stiff-looking men who were immaculately dressed in a morning suit complete with the top hat. He tried to weave his way through the crowds. Please, some decorum, please, he exclaimed. His voice was so achingly posh that his R's came out as W's. Calm down, madam, please. What did you say? She shouted. I said calm down. All right, no need to shout. Are you hard of hearing, madam? Asked the man, spotting the ear trumpet. 5:15, replied Grandma, checking her watch. Who are you, anyway? She added, putting the trumpet to her ear. The man had taken aback by her tone. He spoke directly to the end of the trumpet. I am Sir Frederick Frown. Frederick, the old lady scoffed. What kind of a name is that? Frederick is a perfectly normal name for a gentleman. I think it's Frederick, hissed Eric, still wincing from the pain of having his ear pulled. He runs the zoo. You're right, boy, Frederick. And I am the zoo's Director General. The what? She demanded. Director General. Director General? What's a Director General? He's the Director General, Grandma, said Eric. How many times do you need to be told, bawled Frown. Director General. There's no need to shout, dear, she shouted. I must politely ask you to leave the premises. The premises? She asked. Yes, the premises, with haste. Don't you worry, we're going, the old lady marched off. On each of her steps, Gertrude blew a raspberry, making it seem like the old lady was trumping. The crowd roared with laughter. Oh, my goodness gracious, claimed Sir Frederick. Who taught my gorilla to do that? Was it you, big-eared boy? He barked, nose to nose with Eric. Yes, sir, he confessed. I was trying to cheer up my friend after all the bombing last night. She was rocking backwards and forwards, and I was worried about her. So you taught her to blow a raspberry? Yes, sir, replied the boy sorrowfully. This is a zoo, not a circus, thundered Frown. I couldn't agree more, snapped Grandma. You need to have a talk with the boy's great-uncle. He works at the zoo, Sidney Pratt. Pratt? No, Pratt! Grandma had dropped the zookeeper with a massive pile of elephant do, which was a staggering coincidence is exactly where Sid already was. However, Eric could hear that the family clinking and clanking and clunking and the man's tin legs in the distance. Clink, clank, clunk. On spotting Sid, the boy shook his head as if to say, run. Sadly, running was not the old man's strong point. Do you know this boy Pratt? Demanded Frown. Eric shook his head. No, lied the man. He's your great-nephew, Sydney, exclaimed Grandma. I knew you were daft, but I didn't know you were this daft. Oh, yes, I do then, said Sid. Yes or no, pressed Frown. A bit of both. No, I didn't know him before he was born, but yes, I do now. I tell my grandson time and time there's a war on. It's not safe. He needs to come straight home from school, began Grandma. But oh no, Sydney Pratt has other ideas. Wants the boy to be a zookeeper like him, shoveling doodahs all day. I bet he even sneaks the boy in here for free. Frown frowned. Fwee? Fwee? Is this true? Sid looked at Eric. The boy shook his head again, but the old man knew the game was up. Yes, it's true. I mean, true. My little Eric loves the animals, you see, and they love him. Sydney Pratt, wait for me in my office. You two leave the zoo right away. You what? Barked Grandma, pushing the trumpet close to her ear. Leave! There's no need to shout, and don't worry, we're going. I wouldn't come back to this stinky old place if you paid me, puffed Grandma, yanking Eric's sticky out ear. She'd made it stick out even further. Ow! Exclaimed Eric as she hauled away. He stole a look back at Sid, then at Gertrude. The gorilla was sitting in her cage, having watched the entire scene. Although she couldn't speak human, Gertrude had clearly understood much of what happened. The boy was very sad, and she was sad too. The gorilla put her hands to the cage. It was clear she didn't want her friend to go. Hee-haw, she cried after him, offering a little goodbye wave. Eric waved back, and just before he was hauled off out of sight by his ear. Ow! And we'll stop there for the next chapter, Mum and Dad, for tomorrow. Take care, Year 4. Bye.